to the way. Hey, hi, Matt.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm doing very well. It's a long week, indeed. It's not. It's never. It's like a never-ending week now.
Exactly, right? With no beginning or end, just continuous.
Yeah. I was telling you that usually on Fridays we used to ask, "Hey, how was your week?" But now it's like, "Hey, how's your week going?"
And it's going. So yeah.
Yeah, it is indeed. So Matt, so today's topic it's a very interesting one.
Yeah.
That it's what if we live with intentionality instead of good intentions? But first, let's talk about intentions. I think the world is full of very good intentions that we can recall from our head very easy. Even ourselves, even myself, I'm guilty totally of having very good intentions many times. But being an intentional person is a totally different story,
Mm-hmm.
And I think, for example, this show is a product of intentionality, because the intentions, I don't know, we are guilty as well. We had the intentions for almost 3 years, but it's going now to intentionality. So the thing is, what if you become an intentional person and not just a person of intentions,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, and I like it, and it's very much. I'm sketching down a lot of thoughts I have just listening to you here, and it is interesting because it makes me wonder. I mean, as a starting point or as a middle point, whatever is the what's the difference between intentionality and intention, right? And I think I definitely have some ideas, but I don't think they're the only ones, right? So I'm kind of curious to also hear from you how you separate the difference between intentions and intentionality. And for example, I'm writing them down, and I kind of wrote it's a similar difference between ideas and action, right? That this intentions can be, you can have good intentions, and I think just like good ideas, that's important, right? It's good probably to have good intentions, especially as opposed to bad intentions.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to, and that's just my first thoughts. It could be more, but I'm curious to hear from you also. What is intentionality, right? Because in many ways, that's a new word. I mean, it makes sense if you hear intentionality, but you don't hear a lot of people talking about it, or it doesn't come up that often. So I'm kind of curious, what's a working definition, or how can we think of intentionality in order to get more into the side of intentionality in our
Intentionality it's actually it's a word that it comes from intention, but when you have the ability, the last part of the word, we are talking about action, as you said before. We are talking about the ability and the capacity and the audacity, if you want to call it that way as well. That is moving from a very good idea or from a very good definition, a very good concept, and making it a reality. Is moving from thoughts to actions. Is saying, "Hey, we would love to have a world in peace." Okay, very nice intention. We want to change our president. Okay, very good intentions. I want to have a happy family. That's a perfect, and it's a perfectly fine intention. I want to have a healthy life. Okay, that's a perfectly fine. But what actually are you doing? Actually, what are we doing to make it a reality? Is to move from the intention to the intentionality. What I have to do, for example. I'll say, and the good thing is that we all have stories, and we both have a story. For example, I recall like 6 years ago, I had this conversation with you, and then so on, and we moved to different businesses, and we met in different countries as well.
Yeah.
But what we always had the intention to have a, maybe not a program like this one, maybe not a show that is specific like this one, but we had the intention of doing something together, you know. But I think uh, the conditions and the environment and the friendship and the ties that we were doing over the last years help us to become intentional about something. You know, it's
Yeah.
I trust you. I trust that not just the message, that the knowledge and the experience that we have has some value to many people. And what then? So when we are doing this and we are finding why is important, I think you are in the track to the intentionality, because when you have intentions, maybe you don't know your why, but when you know your why, hey, because I want to share, because I want to add value to people, because I want that the knowledge that I have, it's out there and many people use it at the same time. So the how will appear. I know the how will show itself.
Yes, yeah.
Then suddenly this tool, the pandemic, the COVID, and we say, hey, let's start. When? Tomorrow. I remember the conversation. Let's start next week.
Yep.
And we are here. We have because we had the intention and we are living as an intentional people. Now we are doing this.
Yes, yeah.
Of course, now we have another set of intentions. Now we have the intention to be able to talk about intentionality, but it's not just writing down on the paper. It's okay, let's talk, let's share with people, let's create, let's put this message out there so people can add and we can build together around the concept. You know, that's moving just from the intention to the intentionality. The good thing is it's about peace, and it's the same thing. It's about being curious and letting yourself to feel and get the sense of curiosity. And the beautiful thing is that actually you don't know, and this is for real. You do not have a serious idea or about where this is taking you to the final destination. You know, the intention maybe, oh, I know, it's peace, word peace. But when you become intentional about peace, I'm sure that we will find many, many beautiful things on the road. No, yeah, I don't want to get longer on this.
No, this is you give me lots of things to think about. One from the very beginning, and then one that just came up. And I'm curious, what is the intentionality behind curiosity, right? So when you're talking about curiosity, our intentions could be variable, right? But when you think of curiosity as an action, it is interesting to think. And again, I'm just kind of brainstorming, but it seems to be the intentionality behind curiosity is learning or discovery or something along those lines, right? And it is interesting how active curiosity can feed that and then feed that intentionality. But that's just off the top of my head, because I'm just kind of curious where intention and intentionality fit into the picture of curiosity. And then the other thing, as you mentioned at the beginning, you were talking about I can't speak here, intentionality in terms of capacity, but then you also use the word audacity. And I really like that in terms of like part of intentionality is to be audacious, all the way up to both in what your intentions are, what you're thinking about, but also, like you said, when it just came down to time. I think, to be exact, we may have had 48 hours between deciding to do these and starting, right? That's audacious, or, instead of saying, hey, let's start this next month or next, quarter or next whatever. So let's start it right now. That's an audacious use of time. But then also, is it, do you just want to have a happy world, or do you want to have, like everybody prosperous? Yeah. I mean, like how far are you going with your intentions? And I think that audacity, I think, helps lead to that intentionality. But again, just thoughts curious what you think as well. But those two things really stuck out is when you were talking about the curiosity component and how audacity plays into this intentionality.
Yeah, and other way I would love to get some deeper in this concept is another word that we use on a daily basis, that is opportunities. You know, we used to use the word opportunities and opportunities. Oh my God, I don't have the opportunity. If just a nice opportunity appeared in my life, though, everything will be different. But are you the kind of person that is sitting on your chair, waiting for the big opportunity to show up? That's a person of intentions. Yeah, you know, it's just having the intention to seize the opportunity when the opportunity show up or knock at my front door. But yeah, it's nice that these intentions, but a person with intentionality is actively looking for the opportunity, and not just looking for the opportunity, it's looking to seize the opportunities. You know, it's different. When you find let's say you get a new phone, you know, you got a new cell phone, and there's this new app, the Clubhouse, you know, the new one. Oh my God, it's getting bigger. Yeah, I have the intention to go through Clubhouse, but later. Let's do it later. Let's do that later. And then 1 month later, everybody's talking, and now, no, not yet. But yeah, I have the intention to use it. But a person with intentionality say, "Oh God, okay, what is this about? It will take me just 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of my life, okay, and we'll go use it, and okay, we'll find something that is very important for me. Maybe not, maybe yes, I don't know. Just let yourself and give yourself the opportunity to seize it. You know, you have to seize the opportunities. When you see opportunity, yeah, a lot of us have seen opportunities going through our life and pass it on. That is a very bad thing, actually. But it's not just the counting how many opportunities I have in my life, but how I seize the opportunities. Not just count, oh my God, I have seen 6, 10 or 5. No, it's this opportunity. It's important not just for me, because that is a thing from the ego. This is an opportunity that might help a lot of people, that might help my company, that might allows me to get into the big knowledge of the, hey, I don't know what happened. So let yourself be a what if person, you know? I have this opportunity. Hey, what if I take it? What if not? Just doing this simple reasoning will totally change the way you look at things. You know, oh my God, that's a nice opportunity. Okay, go beyond. Okay, what if I seize it? What if I take it? What if I don't? So let's just say the what if. When you go to the what if, my God, you are living a life of intentionality, and I think this is something that is so powerful for entrepreneurs, so powerful for politicians, for leaders in our time, that it's not just waiting and have the intention to have the new vaccine. Oh my God, I want to be intentional about getting the shot to everybody in 6 months. I don't know. Maybe we can make it. Maybe we not. But what if we are able to make it?
Yeah.
So that's my like, and I will say my 5 cents, but it's like a 10 cents.
No, and I like one of the things you said there was give yourself the opportunity to seize the opportunity. And it's great too, because there's 2 opportunities there, and one of them you're in control of, which rarely do we hear about, right? And if you were to think, you know, if somebody were to realize that they have the ability to create opportunities, why wouldn't you? Yeah. So here's one aspect in your life. You mentioned, instead of sitting back in your chair and waiting for something to happen to you, here's an opportunity. Here's the chance for you to actually do something that's positively proactive. And like you said, you don't have a guarantee of success, but you do have a guarantee of seizing, right? You can seize it. And as you know as well as anybody, as a serial entrepreneur, you know that a lot of it is just getting in the right habits, right? A lot of things is getting in good habits, finding the right processes. And what if giving yourself opportunities to seize the opportunity is just another process that we as entrepreneurs, or you mentioned leaders, or whoever, that's just one of our daily processes. Yeah. Or what if that's just one of our daily things we do? I think that could be really powerful as well.
Yeah, and I think if we take this tool, because I would say this is a tool,
Yeah.
to the curiosity-based learning model, yeah, we know about the curiosity-based learning model, but of course we have the model. We have to add some tools or very simple specifics that people can use very, very easy. And let's say you are in your company and you are using the what if method, and you are doing the workshop, but you previously you say to people, hey, let's do this workshop with intentionality, not just with good intentions, not just with the intention to understand the process, with the intentionality, to be a what ifer, a person of what if, a person of what if 100%. And so let yourself be curious and I think this is a powerful thing that is in my brain every single day. It's don't be afraid to expose yourself. When you use the what if, actually you are exposing yourself. You're
Sure.
exposing your weakness. You are exposing your strengths, because you don't know where this will take you. But you have to be intentional about things. Is okay. The reason I'm doing this, I have, I would say, maybe 50-60% of understanding about my why. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if your why is just 10%. Be an intentional, and you will find it. You will find a way once you move beyond the action, because it's not just about taking actions, because anybody can take actions. Anybody can grab a cup of coffee, or maybe not a Colombian coffee, but everybody can grab.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's being intentional. Okay, I want a Colombian coffee. Okay, yeah, different actions, different point of view. What if I drink Colombian coffee every single day? What if I allow myself to drink Colombian coffee? What if I allow myself to look for the Colombian coffee every single day? I have to take different actions, and those actions will be guided by my intentionality, not just my intentions. That's I think it's a different way of look at things that is very powerful. And you are the people that is looking, actually watching this video, because for the people watching the video is that it reasons, and the intentionality behind our work is use it in your company, and this is a powerful concept that you can use in your daily life. When you go out of bed, oh my God, I have the intention to accomplish all my duties today. No, I would say not enough. Be intentional about the thing. Okay, I will let myself to get the best out of my duties today. So what if I go beyond? What if I don't? So you understand. So you just start to understand that you are just a piece of a puzzle, a big puzzle that is called humanity. And we think about humanity. I think we can move beyond our company, and it's not just. And I don't have to be Jeff Bezos or Bill Gates or Elon Musk. I think every single person has the power to change the world from where they are. Just moving from intentions to intentionality.
And going along with what you're saying, almost as a way to test or prove it, you could, and even just something to keep in mind when someone's listening to the advice you're giving on the power of intentionality is, what if you reverse engineered it? Meaning,
Okay.
what if you looked at someone, what if by looking at someone or even a company's actions, you could figure out their intentionality, right? And then if you realize that going forward, that means, so in other words, then what do people that you never get to speak with or never get to truly know you, that only can see or witness your actions, like what are you communicating to them, right? And then if you want to kind of evaluate yourself, like if intentionality leads to these actions, is it truly showing, right? But then that's also just kind of another powerful motivator to realize that not everybody's going to be able to sit in a room and have coffee with you and truly get to know who you are. But there's a way to communicate who you are from your intentions or your intentionality through the actions that you do, or the actions that you perform, right? So I think that would be kind of fun to look at it from both sides, from the action side, but also the intentionality side.
Yeah, I think this is something that is, of course, is bigger than me. It's way bigger, but I know that it works.
Yeah.
I can recall different experiences, and I'm sure that people that is actually watching this video, when you let yourself just think, okay, let's think about this like 5 minutes now when this video get to the end, and write it down. Like, hey, what time is my life I've been an intentional person, and how often I'm just a person of intentions. Just and don't worry, just write it down. I did it myself just to be prepared for this conversation, and you'll be amazed of the things that you will find about yourself. So maybe you will say, I'll do it. Don't ask that. Just ask, what if I let myself to write it down? What if I don't? Just that make you a person of intentionality, because you will take responsibility for your actions. The action of actually writing it down, and the action to not, and that's a very simple example on how you take this concept that we talk with Matt every single week, and how you transfer this to your company, to your personal life, to your family life. And that's I will say, Matt, that's my take for today.
Well, I'll just
what's yours?
I just want to reinforce the last thing you said there about writing it down. I learned this I'll never forget. I learned this as a high school student when I was 18 years old, and I'll share the long story, but I was told to make a list of things that you want to accomplish in life and you never think would be possible. And I wrote 5 things down and I kept it in a drawer, and all of them have already happened. And these were things when I was 18, I thought every single one was impossible, right? And it's not even like it's a list I looked at every day or anything else, but I wrote it down like once a year or every 2 years. It took a decade or more but even now, when the work I do with What If, whether it's in person or digitally now, when we go through a lot of these processes, I never force people to share what they thought or what they're doing, but I always tell them to write it down. And not just on, not just on a type it up, but even if it's just a sentence, and it sounds silly, but there's so much power in the process of just writing down a single sentence, as far as it pertains to your intentionality. And to hear you say that, it seems like you have a similar experience as well. And just to encourage people, if there's any takeaway, that if nothing else, get it from your brain to a piece of paper.
Yeah, to the paper, just right.
You're already on a path of action. You're already on a path of intentionality. And I think people would be surprised how much can come out of that just single act of writing something down.
So, Matt, it's okay today. As usual, it's a beautiful conversation, with you. And I think we are getting to a point where a lot of people is actually writing to us and asking for more specifics.
Okay.
But of course, if anybody watching this video wants to talk with me, with Matt, of course, just let us just write it down. Just you have to write it down in your computer. Just let the please fill the blanks, just fill the space, and leave a message. We'll be more than happy to talk with you guys on a personal level if you want. And we have the of course the ability to scale. And okay, and Matt, see you next week. And per usual, it's so nice to see you.
Same. See you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.